working with the public thing. Intense, like, not as intense tonight. A little bit less intense, but just, I don't care what other people say. Wearing my hair up with beyond knee length hair, it just gives me a headache. I'm like, when I tried the hair stick, well, I have my own hair stick. I'm gonna still make some hair sticks. I want to make some hair sticks. This is my goal. But when I tried it with the chopstick, it actually didn't hurt as much. But I tried it with some plastic hair U pens, and just does not feel good, buddy. It feels blah blah blah. But I feel like Istanbul, Constantinople, Istanbul, Constantinople, Istanbul, da 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 da. Oh, New York was once New Amsterdam. Okay, so do you want to see me do a fucking hair flip? I use bad language. I don't really care. Okay, you ready? 1, 2, 3. That's the most you're gonna get out of me doing a hair flip. Anyways, I shouldn't use bad language, but I don't really care. Sometimes I do. If it's a live stream, I just don't care. I'm just like, it's not like I say that all the time, but sometimes I don't know. When I was younger, I used to be so like, oh my gosh, you can't swear like ever, ever, ever. But it just kind of like, I don't know. Does it really matter? Like, it doesn't bother me as much, I guess, as time has progressed, so to speak. So, we'll start combing out at the very bottom. I feel like I should have combed my hair better today because I left it in a braid for 3 days. Sometimes I'm like, that's not a good idea. So I really do need to comb my hair every day, all the time. There's no taking breaks with that. Okay. I want to watch some more of the. Hello. Magnificent Century. I haven't watched it in a while. Like, but no, I guess I will continue watching that eventually. But I'm supposed to watch another Korean show, Mr. Sunshine, because we're gonna do a live stream about it. And apparently, it's better. It's more aesthetically beautiful than Crash Landing on You. Supposedly, that's what my friend told me. Aya. Oh. Ah. You know what I noticed the other day, and I didn't realize this. It's Phoenician. It says purple. And Phoenician people have purple backgrounds. Actually, much of the East Mediterranean has Phoenician roots. Yeah. Interesting story. People love to be so divisive in Lebanon, but they did a study back in like the early 2000s where they found out all the Lebanese people, Lebanese, all Syrian Lebanese, had like these markers that went back to Phoenician roots. It's you can Google it. And it had nothing to do with what geopolitical group you were from. It just was like, yeah, everybody had like these Canaanite, Semitic, Phoenician roots. It's pretty cool. Okay, once I kind of heat my hair up with my hands, it's starting to separate better. It really does. Thank you, my dearie. I think you're my French friend, Renaud. You're from France, right? remember you told me that. Southern France, I think. I have a good memory. See? Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought you said you lived in France. So I decided to. Well, I wear these leggings all year long, but just haven't felt like wearing leggings. It's still very warm in California, even though it's cold at night. During the day, I feel like a teapot on fire because I wear a mask. Mask just heats you up like nobody's business. And I tried. Okay, so the mask came with. I mean, is this gimmicky or what? Like, what is this? It came with like a filter, and I'm like, I'm just wearing the mask. I'm not wearing the filter because I'm going to show you. Okay. Um, is there one? Okay. Like, here's an example. Like this mask right here. It has this thing where you can like put this thing in it. And to me, that's just too much. Like, I already am wearing a mask. I can't become more overheated with another layer. So for me, I wear the thinnest mask possible. Some people might not like that, but that because I have some masks that I do like. Like I really like I like this one too. But this thing, like it's really thick already. And this one will get hot fast. And I really like this mask. It's cute. But like I tend to like this mask because it's really thin. I actually am finding that the cloth masks are sometimes thinner than the paper one. And I guess if you're just sitting at your desk, like gingerly typing. I'm glad to see you again, Renaud. I hope you're having a great day and all that jazz. Okay. So, yeah, like if you're moving around more than just a little bit, I swear I get so overheated. Well, I'm surprised. I mean, like we have to. It's mandatory. You have to wear the mask in California. Mandatory. Like, besides, like I don't want to be around people if I'm not wearing it. Like, okay, just my FYI. I wouldn't want to be around people if I wasn't wearing it. I'm not saying this is the most effective thing in the world, but it is some protection. I think though, the thing that I just find the scariest is that some people they use this mask as a reason to socialize. Like I'm not gonna take risks, okay? Because I'm a very lucky duck. I'm a very lucky ducky. I took the COVID test and it came back negative. Okay. And I thought, well, I'm not going to take it that often. But I found out where I live, you can take it like sometimes for free, which it should be like that everywhere. Nobody should have to pay for that test. Okay. That probably sounds controversial, but to some people, but if world governments haven't been able to get a vaccine to the people yet, then they should pay for everybody to have that test for free, no matter what. No matter what country you live in. Now, California, some of the counties are beginning to have it together where anybody in the general public can go take the test for free. You don't have to have symptoms. In fact, they encourage you to do it because, hey, you'll know. And at first I was like, oh, I don't want to do that. But like, since like if you work with the public, they're saying it might be good. So I'm like, okay, I'll do it. But I don't love it. So like, yeah. So what do I want to do this week? It's Thanksgiving, but I'm not doing anything. Well, I thought about making a vegan food or something. Yeah, it's pretty much that way in California. I say California, I mean, I don't know how it is in France, but I think we're stricter because, like, I heard you guys recently, like a while back, weren't allowed to eat inside anymore. It's been that way since March here. March. And even when restaurants were still open at that time, like it was a ghost town. So I don't know. California's pretty. We were pretty strict early on. Like we had a bigger lockdown, and we still do now because we have a curfew now where like the businesses have to close early, but I'm like, you know what? Good, whatever. I'm not excited about it, but I don't really want to be out around people anyway. My only concern is I think the governments are going to have to implement universal basic income if they're going to do this. Because, yeah, if you're going to do this, you're going to have to implement universal basic income. And a lot of libertarians, I'm not like some pro-Democrat person, a lot of libertarians support that too. So I think that's basically how it's going to have to be. Like, you're going to have, and then some people will still have to work, unfortunately. It's just a sad thing about it all. Like, it's just, I don't know. It's very problematic. So I'm trying not to get too caught up in that rabbit hole going down it. But I feel like I can kind of empathize with people more. I'm like, I'm tired of telling people, oh, you can't take your mask off. But if it says in the building you can't take your mask off, I have to like tell them. Yeah, I don't really care about the government either. I'm just talking about what's on my mind. I'm sorry. I don't want to be a Debbie Downer. I'm just like, I'm kind of over it, but I'm just like, if there's a rule and then you work with the public and these people, like some guy took off his mask today to tell me something, and I just, sometimes it's hard to hear somebody in a mask, but then he takes his mask off, and I'm like, you don't have to take your mask off. And I don't know, I don't want to tell people what to do, but I'm like, just whatever. Like, you're just gonna have to speak louder. I've had to start shouting at people because I'm not like a really, I'm kind of more soft spoken, so like I have to shout, and then like and then some people are like, oh, I read lips. What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? And I'm like, I don't know. It's just little things like that. It's just like, so at work I will talk with the mask on, but if I go shopping or something, I'm not gonna talk to people. Like, if you have to wear the mask, I don't talk. It's just like I get my stuff and I leave. But I'm thinking maybe I haven't gone hiking lately. And I kept saying I wanted to because there's a hiking trail nearby. I was going to try and get myself to do it on Wednesday or maybe Thursday. I don't know. Because the American Thanksgiving is coming up, but it's not like I'm going to be doing anything anyway. I mean, I can make some food for my family member, but it's different times. It's not like I'm going to go see anybody. Can't see anybody anyway, so probably just thinking about going hiking. You don't want to talk your hair? Okay, what do you want me to say about my hair? What about my hair specifically? I was just talking in general, but what do you want me to say about my hair? Like, do you just want me to be quiet and not talk? Is that what you're saying? I don't understand your meaning. Can you convey what you're meaning by that? Well, my hair is a little bit longer than knee length. If you want to hear what I'm saying about that, see? Very, very long. Très bien, right? Très bien. Très bien. Là, je parlais un peu français. Very good at that. And then when I took Spanish in college, like some of the high school French get like and kind of start mixing them together. And I know I don't want to offend Portuguese people, but okay. When you hear somebody speak Portuguese, it does sound like a mixture between French and Spanish. That's what it sounds like to us as English speakers. So if you guys get offended by that, I'm sorry, but yeah, it does. It does. And next, well, I talked to somebody about this earlier because somebody asked me about that today, which is interesting that you're asking. And I said, in the past, I actually had a couple women touch my hair, never met. And it wasn't on the street. It was in a setting where I kind of knew these people. And this one lady one time just grabbed my braid. And another time, okay, I have such a good memory. I don't know why, but I have this photographic date stamp memory. Like I can remember dates for lots of things. Like most people don't remember dates the way I do, but dates are just like they're seared into my memory. And my sisters are kind of like this too. They'll be like, "What time and date?" Like just obsession with dates because I was a history major, so I feel like that's kind of why. I don't know, but I remember May 1st, 2018. I wore my hair down. Which okay, if you look at my channel art, that picture of my hair, that's from May 1st, 2018. Most people wouldn't remember a day that they took a photo like that, but it was a very memorable day for me because I don't know, I just felt like banging. Like I felt really good that day. I was just so excited about my hair. Okay, now we're talking about hair. So I wore my hair loose that day because it was wavy from wearing it up in braids. I was doing more updos at that time. And a lady that I kind of knew touched my hair that day because she just saw it, but I was on the street. It was just like in a social situation. And another time, a couple years earlier, a woman had grabbed my braid, but I've never had a man touch my hair. Now, if it was just a stranger on the street, given what the world is today, I would hope, like with the situation in the world today, like people aren't going up and touching other people because I just don't think that's a good idea unless you know somebody. It might be kind of weird. Like I just think for safety reasons, maybe people shouldn't be standing that close to each other. Anyhow, that's just kind of my take. But no, I've never had people in the street touch my hair. I would be kind of freaked out if a stranger just came up and touched my hair, as would most people. I don't think anybody would really want that. Like, I can't imagine. I mean, I don't think I've never really heard of anybody that would enjoy it. Well, let me put it this way too, and another way of looking at it. Um, I went to school with a lot of white girls, like mostly European ancestry, white looking girls. And I'm like part Middle Eastern, part white. So I had darker hair than a lot of them. So, okay, there's really not a lot of ethnic diversity in the community where I grew up. Well, if you knew me, I wouldn't mind. But if I was a stranger, it might freak me out. So anyway, like with my story, like there were these girls that I went to school with, like I don't know what it was, maybe because they had never seen somebody that was African American, somebody who was black before or something in person. But I couldn't believe that they did this, okay? Because I think most kids were taught at a young age, this is just my take. Like, if you know somebody, that's one thing to touch their hair if they say it's okay. And I'm not trying to chastise anybody, but most people aren't going to like that. So these girls, like these white girls, like they saw this African American woman, and I think her hair was all natural. She just had really long braided hair, and they walked up and they touched her hair, and she was kind of upset about it. Like she didn't like that. Like I think most people, like if you ask them, they might not mind if you know them, but I don't know. Like if I knew somebody and they asked to touch my hair, I wouldn't care. Like if they're my friend or I kind of know them, I don't care. But if I don't know, like if somebody in the street just touched my hair, it'd be like I like that people like my hair. I would just be a little bit freaked out if some stranger touched my hair. But that's my reaction. Like, there are some people, maybe there's people that wouldn't act that way. I don't know. There's other people that act much more extreme than me, though. I'm just saying. I think you kind of know that. But that's just my take on the hair thing. So what's your favorite hairbrush, guys? Do you guys have a favorite hairbrush? Like, I don't know. It depends on my mood. Like I say for detangling, this one's still the best. This one sometimes can be good, but I feel like it can be temperamental sometimes. I don't know. But it is very good to tangle teaser, but the wet brush is very good. Now this one's really good for smoothing. I feel like when you have long hair, you can really smooth out your hair like this very well. Now I would never brush my hair with a Tangle Teezer finisher. Like just detangle it because personally I think this pulls out too much hair for the detangling process, but some people say they think that it's better than a comb. Like I've heard a lot of people swear by this particular brush. But the thing I like about this brush is once my hair is all the way combed out, this one really softens it up. And a lot of people have mentioned that this could replace a boar bristle brush because, okay, I'm not a Muslim, but I am a vegan and I don't want to own a boar bristle brush. Like I find it creepy to own a brush with pig hair in it. That's just my take. And some people, for religious reasons, they might not want to own a boar bristle brush. But I've heard a lot of people say, like people who became vegan with long hair, they said that this one was good for replacing a boar bristle brush, which I've never used those brushes. Like I had a nylon brush when I was a kid, and then I started using just the regular, like progressed onto just like the regular plastic bristle brush. Like I've never, okay, and a lot of people say that they think the wooden brush is even better, but I've never graduated to that. I have this one. I don't know. I've just always had a brush. Well, there's nothing wrong with that if women in France want to have their hair touched. I don't know what the French culture is like. I couldn't tell you anything about France. That's interesting to know. Like that's cool. Like Americans, it depends on the people, I guess. Like it depends on the social circle. Maybe some people would be okay with that. Like there's some people that don't care. But just based on where I live in Southern California, in a major population area, even before like the whole COVID thing, I don't think most people would want their hair touched in public. Like if I know somebody, I don't mind, but just my own personal take, and I'm very nice about it. If somebody I didn't know just came up and tiptoed behind me and touched my hair, I might be kind of freaked out. Now I'm nice about it. There are some people they'd probably knock you out. Like I would never do that, but I'll tell you this. Okay, years and years ago, there was this man, and like I didn't like report him, blah blah blah. But he had special needs, and I was taking a bus, and this man like grabbed my hand, like he actually took my hand in his hand, and I think he was severely autistic. Okay, and I said, "Oh my gosh, what are you doing?" Like I took my hand away. Like he just grabbed my hand. He goes, "Oh, I was just gonna hold your hands. Like I thought you might want to hold hands." And I'm like, "No." And I got kind of feisty, and I was like, "You know what? Go sit over there." Like I made him get up and move because I didn't know this guy. I wasn't interested in this guy. It was kind of now that was kind of creeper town. Like, but that's the closest I think I've ever had to someone touching me, and I wasn't upset, and I didn't report him, and I didn't go, oh my god, he touched me. But I just was like, yeah. I'm sure if he talked to someone else, but he really had problems. This guy, he was nice, but I could tell like there was something not right. He wasn't quite all there, so I was like, yeah. He probably just didn't know any better. And I know some people would be like, you can't make an excuse. But if in France people like their hair touched, that's how it is. I just didn't know that. That's interesting. I wouldn't say it's like that where I live. And I'm nice about it. Like I'd be pretty chill about it, but some people might they might bite your head off. Um, but I'm just telling you. Now, if I knew somebody, like if I got to know them and they're like, "Oh, can I touch your hair?" That'd be a different story. Like I don't mind if somebody I know touches my hair. Like once I had a friend and he asked if he could touch my hair, and he said, "Is it allowed? Am I allowed to touch it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you can touch my hair. I don't care. It's fine." Like I like if I know a guy, I actually think it's kind of cool because, like, look, in the long hair community or in guys that are interested in long hair. I think it's cool. Like some of the guys say, "Oh, I would love to brush a woman's hair." Or I guess apparently, if they have a girlfriend, they like to brush her hair or something. But like most guys, like that I dated, they never seemed interested in brushing my hair or anything like that. Like that would be cool. I mean, I've had a few guys touch my hair a little bit, but I don't think I've ever met someone yet in real life that really loves long hair to the degree that people do on this channel. Like I've had guys say they like my hair, but I don't think it was any like I've never I never dated or really hung out or spent time with a guy that was a true long hair aficionado, which would be interesting. Like I'm not this is not why I have this channel by the way. Like it's not because I'm looking for some guy that wants to like pet my long hair or something. But if I meet somebody in real life, because I'm all about real life, like I have to meet somebody in real life. I won't date somebody long distance or anything like that. Like some people are like, I've had people tell me, "Oh yes, I know what you want out of life. You want to date somebody long distance," and I'm like, actually, I don't because I will never move where you live. I just won't. I know places I want to live in my life. Like California is okay right now, but once I make more money, I'm going to Hawaii. Like I'm not gonna hang out in like some places. Like I want to go somewhere that I would love to be. I don't ever want to live in a place that's cold or just isn't appealing to me. California, I still like for nature, but after COVID and just the cost of living going up here, I'm kind of over it. I'm just kind of over it. I'm just like, huh. Like if I really won the lottery, I'd still keep an apartment out here. And if I was like a millionaire, I'd get a place in Hawaii and I'd be so happy and I wouldn't look back. I would be like, yeah, I'm going to Hawaii. It's kind of like my because I just would love to be near palm trees and walking near the beach and just I don't know, drawing the ocean or something. Sounds very appealing to me. Very, very appealing. Like just like a simple, quiet, happy life. Like that's what I want, you know? That's what I want. I don't want anything too complex, you know? Some people they have these grandiose ideas like, well, that's really cool, Renata. I hope your girlfriend appreciates you, and I'm sure you're a nice guy, and I'm sure she does appreciate you. So very sweet. So yeah, I just want to live a simple life. I but like economically, because my family's in California, I stay here, and also, I mean, I like the weather here. I do, I do, I do. I still like the weather, but I don't really love just how the world is right now and just cost of living and things like that. I'm like, well, if you're gonna have to spend this much money, you could live in Hawaii sometimes. That's sort of what I feel like. California is expensive, but I know a lot of other places are expensive too. It's like, man, kind of over it. Maybe I was just imported into this wrong century. I think I was destined to live in a different time where people were more like loyal and more sincere. Like I just feel like I was not destined to live in 2020. Yeah, it's not my. I feel like I just never felt like I congealed with this era, this modern lifestyle era. Like there are great things about the modern life, but if I could have my choice, I would probably choose to live in a simpler time where, yeah, maybe you wouldn't have as much technology, but I don't know, you would just maybe be overall happier. Because are people super happy right now? I think if you can just focus on simple things, yes, 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 you can be. But I don't know. In general, people super happy right now. I don't know what people are. I'm just trying to keep my life simpler. Like, honestly, yeah. I just want a simple, happy life, and that's all I want. I don't want anything grandiose. I don't like honestly, like I've never needed like even if I had money, I wouldn't need like to have like a big giant house. I would just want a little house like near the ocean or in the country, somewhere that's more rural than urban, I guess. Seems like it's harder to come by these days. I miss orange fields, like when they're cutting down all the orange fields in our semi suburban type city area. Because it used to just be miles and miles of orange fields, and then come springtime, you would just smell the oranges, the orange blossoms. It was so heady. You'd go outside and you would just stand outside, and there'd be miles and miles of orange fields. But they cut a lot of them down to build corporate warehouses because that's just the way everything's going. You know, but I like simpler times. Not the orange fields or indigenous or anything, but just I would love like okay, if I do stay in California and I had a house in Hawaii and one in California, this is what I want. I just want to get a little house at the base of the mountains with orange and lemon and grapefruit trees in it. And I would have a little garden, and I'd have a cat, and I would sit outside and I'd draw, and I would just be a happy clown, like just spending my days enjoying nature and reading books and working on my blog. And I'd still make hair videos, of course, because I have fun doing this. But yeah, I just want this simple little life. I really do. I don't want anything grandiose. I don't see the point. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, let's see. Merci beaucoup. I know a little tiny bit of French. It's not impeccable, right? I like that you can speak English better than some Americans, Renard. You actually can write in complete sentences. And I'm like, you know what? You little people who can't spell out words in a text message, just try harder. Like, I don't know what it is, okay? Not to diss some Americans. Some Americans, like when they text and stuff, or just like write even on social media, like they can't even spell you out. It's just like you. And I'm like, write a complete sentence with capitals and punctuation, please. And then there are people who are not native English speakers who attempt to write better than people who are native English speakers. And I'm just like, yeah, whatever. You guys are lazy. Like, I've had some people say, your vocabulary is very, very confusing. I'm like, occasionally I use a big word, but you know what? I don't use that many big words. And there's something called Dictionary.com. Dictionary.com will tell you the words, the meaning of any word. So go to Dictionary.com if you don't know the meaning of a word. Just saying. Just saying. Reading a book about the Phoenicians. So I was going to narrate, it's a public domain book. I was going to narrate it while I comb my hair, but I decided not to because it wasn't sounding, I don't know, just something about me reading a book. It just doesn't sound fluid. Like some people, they're very, very good narrators, but I think I do good ASMR when it's just my own voice and my own train of thought, not a book. I love to read and not narrate. But yeah, and I don't even like official ASMR. I just whisper when I feel like it because it's fun to do it the way I want, not by their rules. And I don't have a microphone that I tap on. Just saying. I'm glad you like it. you very much. I gotta start at the bottom because I feel like I'm going too high up too fast in the coming in the spectrum. Start at the bottom. Work your way up. Work your way up slowly. Surely work your way up when you're ready. The hair shafts gently. Rome wasn't built in a day, and long hair wasn't grown in an hour. Take your time, gently. Oh, thank you. Mercy. My French is not super good, but I know a couple words. And I should study foreign languages more. So I know that I would actually have to sit down and do it. But I like language. I'm just not a linguist. Although, okay, I do a serious live stream with Aya Katz and Kate Gladstone, and sometimes we interview people who are experts in language. So, like, if you ever met somebody who was an expert in language and wanted to be on a live stream with us and show their face and whatnot, they're welcome to come on. Go ahead. Look how long my hair is. Isn't that long? Watch again. Yeah. No, I feel like my hair's come down. Sometimes I don't feel like it's fully come down. Like for certain sections, like is it fully? Like I think it is, but I don't know. Sometimes I'm not sure. Maybe it's gonna come through again. Any brush, any brush. Which brush? Which right? What brush? What brush is such a big old worm? Sometimes I like it, and sometimes it depends on how I'm feeling about the wiggly worm. This is a brush. It's not so bad today. And then it's weird. I heard a weird noise outside. I don't know. It's probably this one. We can't remember this, but that's not why my list around here. That's not my list. They love their little list. They like to make lists on graph paper, those. I was just using the graph paper for drawing. If you could see on my other channel, if you want to see what I was doing. Oh, graph paper, great for lists. And I'm like, okay. I actually, years ago, I had a German pen pal. He used to write me letters on graph paper. Something about graph paper, I don't know. Hi, Marcelo. You are the Brazilian one. See, I have a good memory, everybody. Like if people tell me where they're from in the comment section, I'll usually remember. You can watch my hair and be like, sure, you can enjoy watching my hair. That's all good. But okay. How would you guys feel if you really had long hair for a day? I have a social experiment. Like, okay, I haven't seen this guy on my channel for years, but he used to kind of my hair wasn't as long then as it is now, but he'd always be like, "Oh, I love your long hair." So I said you should just as a joke, really. I told him I I like to look at my hair, but I don't want people to pull my hair because that's not healthy for your hair. But you can imagine that. I just want to let it happen in my life. 'Cause, yeah, I'm very protective of my hair, and I don't like it to be pulled. Like I'm very picky about it, you know. So what was I gonna say? Oh yeah. Anyway, he liked long hair, so I told him. I said, "Have you tried wearing a long hair wig? You could be long hair Rapunzel for one day." He did it. Like he bought a wig and he was wearing it. It was kind of cool, actually. Um, you can pull a wig, but I wouldn't ever let anybody pull my hair in real life. Because do you imagine that you like that? It's one thing. I'll just tell you, in real life, I would never want anybody to pull my hair because I'm just very, very picky about how I trim my hair. And hair pulling is not healthy for your hair. Like, people don't get long, healthy hair by pulling on it. You can imagine anything you want. I like to imagine a cute guy dressed sipping pineapple Speedo, sipping me a nice virgin pina colada on the beach. How about that, honestly? I like long hair oil, yeah. But I'll tell you what, imagine you guys. You could be dressed up in pina colada Speedos and you could bring me like drinks. Yeah, that'll be nice. Okay, you can put oil in my hair. I have some oil in my hair. I haven't added more to it. Let me tell you why. Because, like, I do a lot of scalp rinses in my hair, like when I take a shower and whatnot. And I oil my hair like first week because some people are like, well, when are you gonna wash your hair? I go like some people probably think this is a long time, but I've heard some people go a month without washing their hair. I don't do that. I do a scalp rinse like every day when I take a shower and go somewhere. Like I rinse out my scalp. But as to fully washing my hair, like I go up to 2 weeks. But the thing is, I get my hair wet constantly. It's not like I don't wet my hair. Plus, I comb out my hair. I guess what I learned over time was the more you comb your hair, it's just better for your hair health. So I don't wash my hair every day. Well, you can do that in your little, like, yeah, you can put lots of oil in my hair when you imagine that. There you go, spaghetti-o. You could pour some oil on a spaghetti-o too, like a big giant spaghetti-o. What if there's a big giant spaghetti on the beach and you just started pouring oil on it and you started saying, uh-oh, spaghettios. That would be fun. I think you kind of have to be an American to know what I'm talking about. And I don't even think spaghettios are a thing anymore because, okay, most people don't eat canned food anymore. Like, canned food's kind of, I mean, people might have some canned food. It's kind of becoming more passe, I would say. Like, I still have some canned food in my cabinets and whatnot, but most people, they're like, it's not big like it once was. But back in the day, when people weren't as worried about eating fresh, especially in America, SpaghettiOs were a big thing, and like people would buy, which is weird because it's like so cheap. You can buy a thing of spaghetti or a thing of pasta sauce for a lot cheaper. But people would buy like a little can of canned spaghetti shaped in O's, and they were called SpaghettiOs, and they'd say, "Oh, spaghetti." It was just so silly, very, very silly. I like oil in my hair. I just tend to be more on the conservative side with it. Like, if I put a lot of oil in my hair early on, like during the first week of doing scalp rinses, I kind of am not doing as much later on because I don't want my hair, like, I like oil in my hair, but I like to let it absorb into my hair. Let me put it this way. You know how some people say that coconut oil is too heavy for their hair and they have to rinse it out? Not me. I've worn coconut oil in my hair my whole life. I think this is the difference, though. I'm part Syrian Lebanese, okay? So I have very like thick, wavy hair. Like my dad had curly hair. I have wavy hair. But my dad literally straight up had curly hair, and if I curl my hair, it really takes a curl. So I think since I have such thick hair, um, and also on my European side, which my great grandmother, she was just European. I don't know. She might have been a Spaniard. Like we are trying to figure out what were they. I don't know. I look at the DNA test every day, and I'm like, this is weird because we don't have anybody that was Spanish in our family tree. But like, there's this like Spain comes up like 5% or something, and it's weird because I'm like, why would that be? Like, there was even more for I think like my uncle or something and some cousins because and my grandpa he had jet black hair, and they always said that they thought he was part Native American, but I didn't think he was because he looks white, but he had really dark hair. So I think he was probably Spanish or something. We just don't know. Like maybe half, maybe quarter. I don't know what he was really, but like he had very dark hair, and his brother and his sister were actually much more swarthy looking. Like I have dark hair from my dad's side too because I'm part Syrian, but also my grandma, even though I would say she was probably mostly English on one side, she had almost black hair too. So I don't know. Like I just have the genetics to get dark hair, although my mom has reddish blonde hair. And my sister has red hair. Another sister has more like sandy brown hair. They didn't think that I would have such dark hair, like when I was born. And this is the thing about multi-ethnic children. Children that are multi-ethnic, people think like when you're like I don't know, like I'm sure people are that are American or Brazilian, they'll get what I'm talking about because like we're a mixture of stuff. But what are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. That's kind of weird. What are you talking about? That is so weird. I don't I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's gross, but whatever. That's really weird. Yeah, I'm not into that. Sorry. You're into that reveal. Okay, I'm glad you really like my hair, but like I just want to be like Rapunzel. I don't want to be like whatever you were thinking. Maybe that's something you want to do, or not work. Section is so tingly. Like I didn't brush my hair enough today. That's all I know. Okay. I did it over my face. See? I'm closing it. That's it. I'm a clumper. Clumping into my future and brushing my hair in the past and the present and the future. I don't know if anybody finds that entertaining. I just I have a little too much energy. I always have too much energy. I always have too much energy, but you know why? It's because I eat healthy. Oh, another reason. I've been making my smoothie, but where's my nice little smoothie? I don't know. But now all of a sudden, I was drinking some coffee with almond milk in it. But now I want my smoothie with banana, mango, and chocolate almond milk. And I'm like, yeah, I want the smoothie. So why not? I'm going to eat on my smoothie and comb out my hair. Usually I'm pretty energetic, but I'm gonna up my eating game and then I'll get more energetic, right? Well, I thought I was tired earlier, but I'm like, no, I'm not tired. I slept a good amount last night. I took care of that. Uh, wop, 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 wop. Do, 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 do. Wop, wop, wop. I love your scalp. It looks very much hair you can show. Salam. Hello, my Turkish friend. See, I remember everybody's from Turkey, France, Brazil. Except in Arabic they say Salam alaikum. I know that. And then Hebrew they say Shalom. Like, even though I don't speak a lot of languages, I know a lot of greetings, right? Right, right. Anyhow. Well, no, I only do bun drops if my hair's super cold. Yeah. And if I'm in the mood. Because I will do one again that I choreographed, but some people, they just. I have my hair up in a bun today, but it wasn't one that would drop. It wouldn't, like, it was pinned up. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Anyhow, it's hard to explain. I should do more bun drop videos. I'll do more since people seem to like those. But I don't. It's not something I can do on the fly because my hair has to be super combed out to my liking. I don't feel like I could do that. Well, I'm doing like what I can with my hair right now because I'm combing. My hair is wavy. I don't know if people realize that, but wavy, curly hair, like, well, wavy hair. It doesn't just go boom and up and down and like that. Like, it has to be combed out. It's not just gonna go lots of different directions. Well, you have to be really careful with your hair because I feel like even when I comb a section, like it'll kind of wait curl up on it into itself. So yeah, I'm gonna be gentle. I'm gonna be careful. Still have mornings to get smooth back. Oh, well, my hair is not. It is very sleek, I guess. Are you saying you don't think my hair looks wavy? I don't know. You think my hair looks straighter than I think? Maybe it is. I don't know. I just feel like it has like a wavy texture to it, but maybe it looks straighter, I guess. Oh, that's nice, Marcelo. Well, I'll tell you what, Marcelo, if you're ever in California, we should meet one day. You're here. Are you Italian even though you're Brazilian? Like, I feel like, I don't know. Is that like a common, like, Brazilian name? I don't know. Like, maybe it sounds kind of Italian, but maybe it's Portuguese. I don't know. I'm always curious. Well, we should meet one day then. Sure. I mean, you if you're ever here, it would be nice to meet. And you could bring me flowers and we could like talk. How about that? Oh, you just like my hair? That's okay. Don't worry. It's okay. You can just talk to me about how you just like my hair. That's okay. Oh, very cute. Yeah, very sweet. bop, 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 bop. Just like to, like, if I'm not being slow enough with the brush, just, my hair goals is to have floor length hair. What do you think about that? Are you one of these people who like super long hair? Well, I'm growing my hair long anyway. I just don't know what some people like. They only like some guys are like, I like knee length hair. I like hip length hair. Personally, for me as a woman, I just want to see if I can grow my hair to floor length hair. Like that's curious. Now that I'm like a little past knee length, I am 5'2". I mean, I'm a little bit short. Everybody thinks I'm super tall, but no, I just have a tiny bitch. That's my goal. Really, it is. It is. It is. Yep. That's what I want to try for. I'm curious. I mean, you know my hair is knee length. Oh, look. See? I mean, you know that, right? Past knee. Look. So it's not much longer than it would be floor length. I don't have a hair fetish. I just like long hair. I'm not opposed to people who have a hair fetish. I just don't have one. I just like long hair. I just like the beauty of long hair. I just think long hair is pretty. That's all. And honestly, I make more videos about the long hair topic because, look, I have another channel where I talked about everything under the sun for years. I talked about art. I talked about cooking, and nobody gave. Yeah, past waist length. I so agree. It is very beautiful. Well, I wear my hair in a thick braid like every day. I'm gonna put it back in a braid once I'm done combing it out. So this is what I did. Like I've been experimenting. Like I thought because back when my hair was maybe tailbone length, occasionally I'd go a couple days without I don't know completely combing it out, and I wore it loose. But to me, that's kind of a mistake. Even then, like past once it got to past classic length, past bum length. I couldn't wear it loose for more than one day, but I thought, well, hey, if I keep it in a braid for a couple days, could I just keep it in a braid and see? But I feel like, okay, uh, I think I need to comb my hair out like pretty much every day. I don't think, I mean, I can go a couple days, but I'm never as happy with my hair when I do. So I really do need to comb it out completely every day. But some days, if I just get busy doing things, sometimes I leave it in a braid. So long hair takes time when you've washed it or detangled it, or if I do comb it. But I can leave it in a braid for a couple days and do scalp rinses, and in some ways, it takes less time. No, I'm not cutting my hair. I trim my hair occasionally, but I'm not cutting my hair. Well, she's really lucky because, oh my gosh, I would be in so much trouble. Like, I'm not saying that I couldn't, but I'd be really upset with myself. It would drive me bonkers. Like, because I think even when my hair was getting past shoulder length, I found that keeping it in a braid pretty much most of the time was best because my hair just curls up into itself. Because something with wavy hair, like you have hairs that just curl up into themselves, and oh no, to me it just feels not good. Like I don't like the way it feels. But if people can do that, good for them. I'm just like, not me. I really don't feel very good about like just keeping my hair loose all the time like that. Some people do. Gosh, I have a lot of energy. I don't know. Sometimes I'm just like when I can be a night owl at times. It's like feeling very creative, excited. Um, mm. My full hair. Okay, well, if you see my full hair, I'll show you because part of it's to the front. This and the back is here. See? But I have a video that I posted where you can see it better because I don't feel like it shows quite as well with the, the laptop. But in the video pinned to my channel, like a couple weeks ago, that's what my hair looks like, the full length of my hair. And here you can kind of see it. Here, see? There, see? There. Here and there. And everywhere. Okay. I always keep my hair in a braid most of the time. I'm just combing out my hair because, yeah, just having it in a braid, look, and then a bun, like it starts curling up into itself like that. I don't think I've combed out this back section good enough today. And I had left it in a braid for a couple days, and then I put it in another braid, and then I up. So it kind of got all rolled into itself. So I'm just trying to kind of use the heat of my hands to prise apart my hair. It's wavy, like this texture, what you see right now, like waviness, but it can hold a curl. So like if I braid my hair or if I put it in a bun, its natural inclination is to curl. And one time, okay, when I was in high school, this is such a random story. I had like tailbone length hair and it was in a French braid. So I don't know why, but I guess like they thought it would be a really good idea to paint a wall, like when kids were in class and we had like a PE class and we like leaned against the wall because our teacher was like, "Oh, line up against the wall," and we all got paint on ourselves. And I was lucky. Okay, some of the girls got paint all over their clothes. I just got some paint in my hair. So I went to the restroom and I rinsed out like the tassel of my braid. Well, I think like here, the waviness here that you see here. So if my hair was shorter, it wouldn't exactly be curly, but it would be very like it kind of has like an S spin to it. If that makes any sense. Okay, so it sucked. Like I got paint in the tassel of my braid, so I rinsed it out, and then automatically the tassel of my braid got really curly. And the girls in my class were like, "What did you do? Like, how did you like?" They were like, "Did you like curl your hair with a curling iron?" I'm like, "No." All that happened was that something about I don't know my hair getting wet and just like I kind of rinsed it out, and the way it got rinsed out, like it automatically wanted to curl that way. It was just kind of weird. So like I've never okay, some people do this thing called the curly girl method where they scrunch up their hair and they do all these different things. Like I've never done that personally, and I don't really want to. I just I because I have my own hair care routine, but I would think maybe if if I was interested, it might do that. I just personally I like what I do with my hair. Like I don't follow other people's routine, but a lot of people that have shorter hair than me, like with my same kind of texture, like they use that method and they do some not like with my hair type, I don't think you get curls per se, but it would definitely define your waves more. But I'm not really interested in wearing my hair that way personally. I like to wear my hair in a braid. Well, it depends on how you do it. I don't think my hair would look super curly in it. And here's the thing, like there's actually another girl because I watched some YouTube, and I think this other girl was really smart. Like when she explained it, she did some things with the curly girl method, but she was using it. Like she said that she actually used the brush, and she didn't agree with that you could never brush your hair. So I think one of the criticisms of the curly girl method is that they say you can never, ever, ever, ever use a brush on your hair. But for some people with curly hair, they prefer to use a brush. Whereas, like for me, like, okay, I do use brushes on my hair. But one thing I've just learned over time, like as my hair got longer, I realized I actually like detangling my hair with a wide tooth comb better. Like when it's dry, even, and then I'll use a brush on sections of my hair. So I don't follow the curly girl method. I'm just saying if I try to do something to enhance the waves of my hair, I probably could. Like, but it's not gonna work on my kind of hair because I like to wear it in a braid. So anyhow, some people do like to define their hair a bit more, I guess. You can try and see, like if you want. It sounds really cool. Are you? I don't want to be rude. Are you a woman or a man? To mama? Oh, that's cool. How long is your hair? Do you have long hair or like shorter hair? I'm just curious. Oh, are you growing your hair long? Like, are you? Because some guys do grow their hair long, and I think that's pretty cool. I did do a video, by the way, if guys want to grow their hair long. I think it's cool. Like, I know some women don't like guys that have longer hair, but I actually think guys with longer hair can be very handsome. Okay, that's cool. I was just curious because like I some guys tell me that they are growing their hair long, and I'm actually kind of friends with this Australian guy, and he has like mid back length hair I think now, and he wanted that, but I know he had a lot of pressure from like his girlfriend and her mom and other like I guess the sister, like they would always kind of poke fun of him liking having longer hair. And I thought, I thought he looked good with longer hair. And he was actually the inspiration I did for that video. And he plays the guitar. He's kind of a cool guy, but I guess he just felt kind of ostracized because like some women in his life didn't like his choice to have longer hair. Not that it should matter. And culturally, I think like it depends to what culture you're from. Some cultures, I think, are more accepting of it than others. I think it's becoming a little bit more acceptable in Western culture. But it really wasn't like when I was a kid. When I was a kid, it was still kind of a taboo thing. Like, actually, my dad had, like, he didn't have super long hair, but he had back length hair that he wore in a ponytail. And I know he started hiding his hair in a hat or something because I thought this was weird. Okay. So, my dad did electrical work, and his boss told him one day that people, like the customers, were offended by the fact that he had long hair when he went to go work on their house. And I'm like, that's just stupid because my dad was a really good electrician. Like, he was a super good electrician, but these people, they didn't critique the way that he did the electrical in their house. They just didn't like that he had long hair. So I don't know, like he started wearing it up in a hat and hiding it. But I think that was super unhealthy because his hair got very, I don't know, he just wasn't taking good care of it, in my opinion. Like, he could have taken better care of it, but he had some friends, like, that had really nice long hair. I don't know, like, growing up, it wasn't weird for me to see some guys that had long hair. Like, they didn't have as hair as long as mine, but I don't know, it was normal, I guess, in my circle. Like, we weren't this conservative buzz cut type, so saying like I don't think it's weird if guys want long hair, but I'm just saying I don't know. See, I think that's really horrible because people should be able to have whatever kind of hair they want. And like, okay, if somebody's really good at working on your house and they do a good job with the electrical or the plumbing or whatever, like let them go. Like, and I think that's another reason like eventually when my dad started working with another guy and he didn't want to be a contractor himself, but just they had more independence. My dad's retired now. I don't think he would go out in COVID times. He's so scared of COVID-19. Like, look, I want to be careful too, but he hasn't left the house at all since March. I'm like, he won't leave the house, period. Like, he's really scared. And I get it. That's fine. But yeah, it's a good thing he's retired in his case. I'm glad you like long hair, Marcelo. That's very cool. I'm glad you like long hair. I'm not ignoring you. I'm just like talking to everybody in the live stream. Yeah. Well, yeah, because he's 70 and he says that he doesn't want to get COVID. So personally, I couldn't do that. Like, but I'm not retired, right? I have to keep working. So whatever. And I don't like, I had a friend, like, we kind of had a little bit of a disagreement about this because look, I don't feel like you have to meet people really close up, but I felt like, some people meet each other from a distance, but she won't even meet any of her friends again until there's a vaccine. And I was like, okay, that's fine. But she basically said, well, every job should just have people work from home. I'm like, that's kind of hard when you work with the public. You can't just, not everybody can work from home. But I like to braid my long hair. That's what I like to do. I like to comb my long hair. It's nothing too crazy. I just like long hair. I like to braid my hair and I like to comb my hair. Yep, 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 yep. That's what I like to do. That's what I enjoy doing with my hair. Yeah, I know. I don't do it to that extreme personally. Like, but some people in my family just have decided, well, we're retired. We don't have to. But okay, get this. I've told my parents, I'm like, there's some people in their 80s that I help working with the public, and they still go out. They wear a face mask and they still do their own shopping. So my parents are really lucky in that my sister that lives near them, she brings them groceries. So I told them, I don't think like you wouldn't be able to do that unless she did that for you. And they will only drive their car like once a month or something. So this is what they wanted to do with their life. They just have decided that's how they're going to live. And I'm like, okay, like, I don't know, like, and this was the thing about their decision to do that. And it's not that I don't love my parents, but it caused a bit of a rift between me and them, and to some extent because my mom keeps saying things like, "Oh, once COVID's over, I'll give you a hug," but I'm like, we don't know when it's going to be over. What if it's not over for years? Like people keep saying it's going to be over by Christmas. It's going to be over when there's hot weather, but I know that's not the case because in World War One, they said World War One would be over by Christmas in 1914, and it lasted 4 years. So I'm like, I don't know. Like, I respect their wishes, but it just kind of it caused a rift between me and them. And I still talk to my parents, but I don't feel like talking to them as much every. You can't make them see, right? But just the fact that they decided that I don't know, it's just what they wanted to do. So yeah, they can do whatever they want. So they decided that they wanted to retire and that's what they wanted to do. So I'm like, I respect them and I totally get it. And yes, look, be careful. I'm not saying don't be careful. I'm just saying like there are variations on this. Like I'm not going to be doing stupid stuff. Like honestly, some people are acting like, "Oh, like there's no danger." Like that's just dumb, okay? But like in moderation, you have to shop, you have to work. Yeah, you can't just isolate yourself. But they have the luxury to do that because my sister brings them groceries. And I've kind of pointed that out to them a few times. I'm like, most people can't do that. They're like, well, we took care of you guys when you're young, so it's our turn. And I'm like, yeah, I totally get that. I totally get that. Like, I don't. It's not that I don't want to do that. I'm just like, yes, so I'll do that for you. Like, I'll do whatever they want to make them happy. You see. But just like what I was talking about, the whole rift thing, like I used to talk to my mom every day, and I sometimes just, I don't know, like lately, I just don't feel like talking to her every day anymore. You know? So I just talk about the pandemic a lot just because it's on my mind. But honestly, like if I'm not working some days, I'm just like, I don't know. I don't think about it as much. Like, I don't watch the news about it constantly. I read some news about it, but I don't like binge watch it. So we can talk about it. Anything else you want to talk about? I'm just mentioning things. It's like I don't, when I do a live stream, I just kind of talk about whatever I'm thinking about at the top of my head. So if anybody wants to talk about something else, we can. I don't care. As long as it's not too over the top, please, okay? Like if it's not really allowed for YouTube, then maybe, just saying. I like to brush my hair because I don't like tangles in my hair, and it feels nice. Yes. What time is it? Let's see. It's 11:44. It's almost midnight. You say I'm going to turn into a pumpkin in a few minutes. That's just a joke. It's just a joke. But yes, it is near midnight. Yeah. What time is it where other people are at? Where are you from, to Mama Sergeant Frog? Is it morning there? Right. I know Marcelo's from Brazil, so I think it's probably like 2 or 3 there. I think earlier when Renaud was here, he's from France. That's okay. Yeah. Thanksgiving's coming up too, so I wasn't gonna do anything big for Thanksgiving, but I think I'm gonna make something. You know what I was hearing? Okay, I think this is crazy, and I think this is ridiculous. Because has anybody ever heard of people making leftovers? So I don't know if this is the case because I don't eat turkey. I'm a vegan, but I was thinking, well, they could make you sign an affidavit if you bought a big bag of potatoes. So somebody said that when they went to go buy a turkey, that they had to sign an affidavit that they weren't having a large Thanksgiving feast or something, which I thought was really interesting because, like, even when I used to meet with my family, like, I think the most people that were ever there at one time was maybe 8, and usually it was just 5 or 6 at most, like for us. So, and they would get a big turkey. So, the supposition that somebody would be having a giant Thanksgiving feast just because they have a big turkey, I thought was a bit absurd because some people like to get the big turkey and they just have a small family and they maybe make leftovers. So I thought that was kind of weird that you had to justify what you were buying. I was like, okay, really? It's just absurd. I think that's really absurd. And yeah, I was just like, yeah, I've never been to a big one either, but just the fact that somebody had to sign an affidavit saying that if they bought a turkey that was more than 20 pounds, that they were not going to be having a big Thanksgiving feast. Like they had to swear, because I guess health departments are putting pressures on supermarkets saying that they're telling the supermarket that they're enabling family gatherings, and I kind of have a problem with that. Okay, I think the health department, yes, should make recommendations, should have businesses, using protocols to keep people safe. But at the end of the day, it's really creepy. Like, okay, it's not American in my opinion. Like, some people may disagree with me. They can disagree with me all they want. It just starts to like be against the American way when you start wanting to snoop on what people are buying. And it used to be like all the different political parties were against this. Like that was the whole uproar about the Patriot Act. Like they didn't want people spying on people. But just to like say, oh my God, like to just assume like people were gonna get together, have a big get together because they bought a giant turkey. It's a little absurd. So you know what? You pass rules like that and people will just go around them by buying more little turkeys. It's just silly. I'm just like, really? Whatever. They're gonna do what they want to do anyway. Like it's not a good idea to have a big gathering. Nobody should do that. But like making somebody sign a paper saying that they're not going to because they bought a giant turkey is kind of absurd. I'm just like, I can't believe it happened. How often do I open my hair in public? Well, hmm, like I said before, I haven't worn my hair down much in the last few years since it got past classic length because personally, I just find that it tangles too much. And I personally don't want my hair to be tangled up. So 2 times in 2 years. 2 times in 2 years. Like, and that's it. Maybe on a short walk I'll wear my hair down. Like if I'm just going outside for a few minutes and I go on a walk like to this little park and back, but then like loose. But then I'll always braid it when I come back. And that's just like if my hair had been in a braid for a bit and I wanted to rest it a little bit. But yeah, even I don't know. So very, very rarely do I wear my hair completely loose. I wear it down as in a braid, but I don't wear it up in a bun all the time. Okay, you should definitely go to bed. Yeah, definitely. You can stop by and chat with us. Like I do a lot of live streams. I always loved hearing new comments, so that was really cool. Thanks for sharing your experience. Tanama Sergeant Frog, I hope I'm saying everything correctly. And yes, Marcelo, I wear my hair in a braid more than a bun. I just happen to wear it in a bun today because I used to wear, okay, for about a year and a half, I was wearing my hair up in crown braid and clips because I thought, well, this would be better, it'd be up, but I don't wear my hair in a bun every day because, okay, reason being is just because when we have to wear the mask, they pull in my ears, and then today I actually felt like, okay, well, the bun that I did today didn't pull as much, and I think if I did more hair stick buns, yeah, they probably pull less, but like I never claimed to be a hair stick aficionado because some women like they've worn hair sticks in their hair for years apparently. They're very adept at it. But I had only recently like I haven't even bought a hair stick or anything, but recently I thought, well, what did I have? I had these stainless steel chopsticks and I was using them as hair sticks, but even then I had to use a few hairpins, like bobby pins, because I felt like the two of them weren't enough. Because I don't know, it just felt too unstable to me. Okay, but when I go out with you, I like when you have down your hair in a braid. My hair is in a braid like probably 99.9% of the time. I just happen to wear a bun occasionally lately, but not all the time really. It's not that common. So yeah, if you met me, I'd be wearing my hair in a braid. Most likely. Most of the time I wear my hair in a braid. There was this one person that got really mad. They're like, you need to do more hairstyles, different kinds of hairstyles. I said, occasionally, when I'm in a good mood, yeah, I do a different kind of hairstyle. But the stick isn't in there. See, you can see the length. I was just showing how sometimes I wear it up. So anyway, yep, 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 yep. Sure, I'm getting my hair nice and tangled. I like hanging out too much in the live stream, but I'm having fun. Like, I like doing these things. I like doing live streams. I think they're fun. See, I think some people though, I don't know, like they do live streams, but they only do them on I don't know, like other platforms or something, or they do them here and they delete them afterwards. But like I'm kind of like a live streamer because ever since they made the format, like I always like the live stream format, the chit chat format. I like it. I think it's fun. It never gets old to me. So I'm like, yeah, I like it. Some of my favorite videos were live streams anyway. You know, some of the ones where I had the most fun was a live stream, not an edited video. Edited videos are very beautiful though, but I don't know. Like, this is what I always go back to with the edited video. Make an edited video. Am I okay with my hair down in a braid? Yeah, I like my hair in a braid. What's wrong with that? So anyway, there you go. Anyway, what? I don't understand what I meant. Okay. So not wrong, but I mean when you go out, I make your hair stick out that you okay, I don't know what that means, but okay. You're funny. I don't know what that means. If I'm wearing my hair in a braid, how does it stick out more than it does? Do you mean it sticks out like this? Like, is it gonna have like magical powers where it sticks out like that? No. It's okay. I think I get what you're saying. You're saying that you want me to wear my hair loose and not in a braid. You're saying if I went out with you, you want me to wear my hair not braided. I think that's what you're trying to convey. But you're trying, like, you guys that don't speak English as a first language, you actually can write things out in complete sentences. Like, you're trying so much more than people born in America who type you for you. That's so lazy. Just like, I hate lazy texting and I hate lazy social media posts. I'm just like, you can't even type out a whole sentence. Like, there are some people, like, they use emojis and letters and the number four to write four instead of just typing out the word, like, as if. And here's the part that just makes it lazier than ever, in my opinion, is that there's this feature on your phone that literally will detect what words you're going to use, and you just have to click on it. So it's so easy. Or like sometimes you can even dictate to the phone and it will put your dictation into text. Anyway, that's just my take. I like it when people try at least. Yeah, my hair's kneeling. See? Dude, this is my knee. That is my hair. And that is my fridge. I want my hair a little bit more. Like, so that it quite all the way. see. Thank you. That's very nice of you to say. Tingle. That's nice of you. I guess sure. Whatever. And treat. Suction is just way too painful. Anyway, we'll say good night.